The city didn't explode when the first Marine went down. It went silent. One moment there was radio chatter and boots scraping concrete, and the next a body collapsed without warning, as if the air itself had turned hostile. The Marines would later say the snipers were invisible, not because they couldn't see them, but because the city refused to reveal where death was coming from. Like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more stories. The camera would open high above the ruined city, drifting through broken rooftops and smoke-stained alleys where sunlight struggled to reach the ground. This was an urban battlefield carved into narrow streets and half-standing buildings, where every window could be a weapon and every shadow could kill. For 3 days, a Marine platoon had been pinned down, losing men without ever seeing the enemy. 12 confirmed hostile sniper positions were suspected. 0 confirmed visuals. The Marines had tried everything. Drones lost signal. Thermal scopes returned false positives. Spotters couldn't track muzzle flashes because the shots came from different elevations, different angles, different rhythms. It wasn't one sniper unit, it was a network. A city wired for death. That was when she arrived. Staff Sergeant Elena Cross didn't come in with sirens or ceremony. The camera would catch her stepping out of a dust-covered transport, helmet tucked under one arm, sniper rifle case slung across her back. Her movements were controlled, economical, the kind that came from years of repetition under stress. She was small compared to the Marines she passed, but nobody mistook her presence for weakness. Her eyes didn't wander. They measured. Alina was brought in because she specialized in something most soldiers avoided: counter-sniper work inside dense cities. Concrete jungles where sound lied, light bent, and distance meant nothing. She had done this before in places that no longer existed on maps. And each time she carried the same weight, not just the rifle, but the memory of lives she hadn't reached in time. As she walked through the Marine command post, the air was thick with exhaustion. Maps were taped to walls, marked with red circles and question marks. The Marines spoke quietly, like the city was listening. Their commander explained the situation, his voice steady but strained. 12 shooters. No patterns. No mistakes. Alina didn't interrupt. She listened, absorbing every detail, the timing between shots, the echo delays, the way the snipers seemed to anticipate movement. Her fingers traced the edge of the map as if she could feel the city through the paper. Outside, another shot cracked through the air, sharp, clean somewhere. Another invisible sniper had just reminded them who controlled the streets. The camera would linger on Elena's face as she closed her eyes for a brief moment. Not fear, focus. She wasn't looking for the snipers yet. She was listening to the city, the way the wind curled around shattered buildings, the way sound bounced off glass and steel, the way silence pulled in certain corners. She requested one thing before moving out: no Overwatch team, no drone support, just elevation access and time. The Marines exchanged looks. This wasn't doctrine, this was trust. As night began to fall, the city changed. Fires burned lower. Shadows stretched longer. Alina climbed alone to a partially collapsed high-rise, each step echoing softly in the hollow structure. The camera would follow her boots through dust and broken tile, up stairwells stripped to bare concrete. From the rooftop, the city finally revealed its shape, not as chaos, but as a system. And somewhere within that system, 12 invisible snipers were waiting. Alina settled behind her rifle, adjusted her scope, and exhaled slowly. She wasn't here to trade shots. She was here to end something, and far below, the city held its breath. The first thing Alina did was nothing. She didn't raise the rifle. She didn't scan rooftops like everyone else had. She lay flat against the rooftop gravel, letting the cold press into her chest, letting her breathing synchronize with the distant sounds of the city. Somewhere, a generator coughed. Somewhere else, loose metal tapped in the wind. Every sound mattered. The camera would slowly tighten on her eye as it opened, sharp and calculating, no panic behind it. She wasn't searching for men. She was searching for disturbances, places where the city behaved unnaturally. The Marines believed the snipers were invisible because they blended perfectly. Alina believed they were visible because they couldn't help but interact with their environment. Heat lingered, dust shifted, air displaced. Even the best sniper left fingerprints the city couldn't erase. She began marking mental points, not targets, but questions. Why did one street echo longer than it should? Why did a rooftop corner remain darker even when flares lit the area? Why did pigeons avoid a specific ledge entirely? Hours passed, but the Marines below shifted nervously, unaware that, above them, a silent war of observation had already begun. Alina adjusted her scope, not to zoom in, but to narrow focus. She tracked reflections, a glint that wasn't sunlight, a shadow that moved against the wind. Then she saw it. Not a man, not a rifle, a breath. A faint distortion against the air near a broken billboard. Someone exhaling into cold night, trusting camouflage and distance. Alina didn't rush. She waited, counting heartbeats, watching for confirmation. The distortion appeared again, same spot. Same rhythm. The first shot was almost gentle, suppressed. Precise, the camera wouldn't show the impact. Only Alina's steady follow-through and the distant sound of a body hitting concrete. 1. No alarms. No return fire. The city didn't react because it didn't know what had changed. That was the danger. And the advantage. Alina shifted positions slightly, crawling to avoid pattern detection. Her mind replayed old lessons, old losses. She remembered a convoy years ago, ambushed because she had misread a reflection. She didn't allow herself that mistake tonight. Another anomaly appeared. This one, subtler. A window that never shattered despite nearby explosions. Reinforced glass. Sniper glass. She watched the angle, imagined the line of fire, traced it backward in her head. The second shot came seconds later. 2 below. A Marine radio crackled with confusion. Shots fired. No visual. No direction. Alina ignored it. She wasn't done seeing. As the night deepened, the city began to reveal more secrets. Snipers repositioned, unaware they were being hunted. Each movement betrayed them. A ripple in debris, a heat bloom fading too slowly, a weapon barrel extending a fraction too far. 3, 4, 5. The camera would cut between Elena's calm precision and the growing unease among the hidden shooters. Something was wrong. Their invisibility was failing, and they didn't know why. Elena paused after the 5th elimination, her jaw tightening slightly. This wasn't just skill anymore. This was responsibility. Every shot meant someone below would live another hour. Every mistake meant a Marine wouldn't make it home. She adjusted her position again, moving lower, closer, accepting more risk. Because the remaining snipers wouldn't stay still for long. Somewhere in the city, the invisible enemy realized they were being seen, and they began to hunt back. The 6th sniper almost took her head off. The camera would jolt as concrete exploded inches from Elena's position. Dust and fragments ripping through the air where her face had been seconds earlier. She rolled instinctively, heart pounding once, only once, before settling back into control. This wasn't panic, this was confirmation. They knew it. The city erupted with suppressed shots, now no longer patient, no longer precise. The invisible network had fractured into fear. Elena pressed herself against the rooftop edge, breathing shallow, listening to rounds crack past, counting directions, distances, delays. This was the moment most missions failed, when observation gave way to chaos. But Elena had planned for this. She wasn't reacting. She was predicting. She moved fast, descending into the building's shadow, changing elevation entirely. The camera would follow her slipping through stairwells and collapsed floors. The city's gunfire echoing above like a storm that couldn't reach her. From a lower vantage point, she saw them clearly now, not faces, but errors. A sniper firing twice from the same angle. Another adjusting position to aggressively or fear made them sloppy. 6, 7 followed seconds later. Taken through a narrow alley sightline no one else would have dared to use. Elena's breathing remained steady, but her shoulders carried the weight of the night. Each recoil pushed more than just the rifle. Below, the Marines realized something had changed. Radio chatter shifted from confusion to disbelief. Snipers were going down. Positions were clearing. For the first time in days, the city felt smaller. Elena advanced again, pushing into more dangerous territory, now within counter-sniper range. A round grazed her arm, tearing fabric and skin. She didn't stop. Pain was information, not a command. 8, 9 came after a long pause. This one waited. This one was careful. Elena studied the silence, recognizing herself in it. A professional. She adjusted, waited longer, let the sniper believe they were alone. The shot echoed louder than the others. Final 9, Elena exhaled, blood seeping down her sleeve, and checked her remaining angles. 3 left. The most dangerous ones, the ones who hadn't fired. The camera would linger on her face now, strain showing, but resolve unbroken. This wasn't about proving anything. This was about finishing what she started. As dawn threatened the horizon, the city grew quiet again. Not the silence of fear, the silence of something ending. And somewhere in the maze of concrete and shadow, the last 3 snipers waited. So did she. The final snipers weren't hiding in obvious places. They were close. Too close. Alina felt it before she saw it, the pressure of being watched from multiple angles. She moved slowly now, every step measured, every breath controlled. The camera would pull in tight, capturing the tension in her jaw, the tremor she refused to let reach her hands. 10 revealed himself by mistake. A radio whisper. A half-second transmission Alina caught on a borrowed frequency. She triangulated, mentally, shifted, fired through debris without visual confirmation. The body fell out of frame. 2 left. They were coordinating now, trying to box her in. Alina relocated again, climbing despite the pain in her arm, her muscles burning with fatigue. The city was waking up, distant calls, movement, light creeping into alleyways. Time was running out. The 11th sniper fired first. Missed, desperate. Alina didn't return fire immediately. She waited, letting him think she was gone. When he exposed himself to relocate, her shot ended it. 1. The last sniper didn't shoot. He waited. Smart, patient. The kind who killed by letting others make mistakes. Alina slowed everything down, ignoring the blood loss, ignoring the ache in her bones. She searched for the one place she had anti-looked, inside the city's silence itself. She spotted it then, a shadow that didn't shift with the sun. The final shot echoed through the morning air, sharp and final 12.